Thank you for buying Higurashi When They Cry Onikakushi, a visual novel by 07th Expansion. How was it? If you enjoyed it even a little bit, it would make me happy. Even a little bit is stretching it. That incredibly dark ending made me angry, you know. Made us angry. As I understand it, this Onikakushi chapter is supposed to be somewhat of a prologue to the entire series. How could the prologue have such an incredibly dark ending?
Yeah, but doesn't that happen sometimes? The player digging through the story in order to avoid a bad ending is the point of these types of games after all.
It's still just the first chapter. I'm looking forward to the next one.
What happens in the next chapter? Rena, do you know?
Yeah, they said the next chapter will introduce another aspect of the story. That's a strange way of putting it. What does that mean? In this chapter, they introduced the string of mysterious deaths that were happening in Hinamiza recently, right? The next chapter will introduce some of the history of Hinamizawa.
With one strange event happening after another, I got totally lost. What exactly is Oyashiro-sama's curse about? Actually, what is Oyashiro-sama to begin with? They didn't explain it much.
I haven't heard much about it. But I have kind of a bad feeling about it. It feels like it'll be another one of those scary stories where somebody gets cursed again.
Tough luck, eh, Kei-chan? What kind of curse is he gonna get hit with this time?
However, I am looking forward to seeing what kind of story it's going to be.
Sorry for being late, my bad. Hey everybody, good work today. Same to you. Huh? Where's Kei-chan? Keiichi-kun is already off reading the script for the next chapter. It must be hard being the main character.
Huh? That's too bad. He could have at least poked in to say hello. It's probably because he doesn't have any character art.
So he couldn't. Yeah, because he doesn't have a character. That's a Jesus Christ. I know the after party is supposed to be, fourth wall breaking, but this is even more fourth wall breaking. Thanks, Rika. That literally caught me off guard. It's probably because he doesn't have any character art. Ah, man! That's one way to look at it. Jesus, Rika. Rika-san, that's what we refer to as a personal problem. In any case, that story really was a lot of trouble, especially for Keiichi-kun and Rena-chan.
Trouble? That was the mother of all bad endings! I wonder, what was the identity of that thing that attacked Keiichi-kun?
My theory is that it was the work of people made to look like a curse.
But at the end, Keiichi made that phone call.
Yeah, I also thought that call was strange. At that point, Kei-chan should have been certain that the culprits were people.
That really was a strange phone call. It almost sounded like he was being chased by a ghost or something. Just from that phone call, it really makes me think that it was the work of a curse after all.
Since we're all here, why don't we all share our theories? Let's start with Sonozaki-san. I absolutely believe it was people. I think it was a man-made incident that was just imitating the strange folklore floating around Hinamizawa.
Certainly. Every year on the day of the festival, for another link in the chain of mysterious deaths to happen certainly is suspicious.
That so-called chain of mysterious deaths is definitely somebody trying to reenact the folklore. Definitely.
I think it was the curse. Looking at the scene where Keiichi-san went berserk in the entryway, and the last scene with the phone call, I just couldn't come to the conclusion that a person was the culprit. When you say it that way, it really wasn't the type of scene that would make you think it was the work of an actual person.
Yeah, but then I still think it was a person who did it. The last scene and the one with the entryway, I think it might have been a delusional episode brought on by a post-traumatic stress disorder.
I wouldn't know what's going on anymore, even if you didn't use such complicated words. In other words, Keiichi was so scared that he was imagining things. Then, what was the meaning behind that scene? What exactly was the mysterious presence behind Keiichi?
A red herring. Redherring.
Mii-chan, what do you mean by a red herring?
Like old man Tomitake here said, that scene was the result of Kei-chan having a stress-induced delusion for being mentally cornered. To expand on that a bit further, it was a ploy to make the player think it was a curse. That's why it was a red herring.
When you say it like that... But...
Well, it just means that there's that possibility.
In that case, the theory that Oishi-san proposed during the story that it was a conspiracy by the villagers was correct? What does that man himself have to say about that?
Me? It makes you think, eh? Huh? I totally thought that Oishi-san would be behind the people explanation. During the story, I said it was definitely the work of people, but if a person really was to blame, that leaves a lot of loose ends.
Like what? Like, let us hear what Detective Oishi-san's theory is.
First of all, if a human is the culprit, then there has to be a motive. In other words, somebody has to gain something from it.
So what you mean is, if this was the work of people, there would have to be something gained from causing the chain of mysterious deaths?
Exactly. I felt that somebody could have benefited from the deaths of people related to the damper development, but the recent victims weren't related to that at all. First off, who benefits from killing Keiichi-kun? I see. If you say it like that, my case is kind of weak too.
I mean, none of your money was stolen. There's no way it was human culprits. But that's not everything there is to it, right? Like Mii-chan said, there might have been some sort of reason for them to reenact the folklore.
Exactly. This wasn't a murder where you consider the typical motives. It makes me think that this was most likely some sort of ritualistic murder to reenact the bloodstained history of the village.
So I'll ask the question of the hour. Who gains from this reenactment?
It's not about simple benefit, it's a more psychological reason. I think that maybe this was an act of revenge. Something native to the region. Fate was unable to be fooled this time around. I see. A member of some repressed family looking to air out an old grudge from their ancestors. Something like that? I don't like that.
Then what is it? It couldn't be that you're leaning towards the curse explanation, Oisa-san. That's right, that's right. The man playing the detective said so. It's decided. It was a curse.
If, like how my better-san said during the story, it was the case that Oyashiro-sama possessed Rena-san and Sonozaki-san and committed those acts, that would fit the evidence the most. As much as I hate to say it.
Actually, I'm sort of the same opinion as Oishi-san. I can't come up with any other explanation for the normally kind Rena and Mi-chan to suddenly start acting strange like that.
I bet that it may sound strange coming from the person herself, but I think that I, Mion, did it.
I don't get what Mi is saying. I'd like an explanation.
Oh, sorry. In other words, I think this may end up being a really cruel story.
Huh? Wait, Mi-chan? You don't mean...
If you follow the trail of evidence to the very end, that's how it would seem. I also have my suspicions. In other words, Rena-san and Sonozaki-san both actually had those personalities to begin with, and were merely deceiving my beta-san. Am I right?
I don't like that at all. This is all the curse's fault. Ren-san and Mi-san and everybody else are all kind, nice people. I think that too. I think that Rena and Mi-chan are really good people at heart. I think that during the story, they definitely were possessed by something.
So Rena also thinks it was a curse? Then let me ask everybody who thinks it was a curse. There has to be a reason for a curse, right? I don't think there would be something indiscriminately cursing everything. Can somebody explain that?
A curse is a curse! Human logic won't get us anywhere.
Satoko-chan. A personified deity is, in the end, nothing more than the creation of people. That's why their method of thinking is also understandable to humans. Just take a look at the Greek pantheon. They cry, get angry, get jealous, basically just like humans.
So what you're saying is that Oyashiro-sama is cursing people with some benefit in mind?
That's an odd way of putting it, but basically yes. That's why they say far from Jupiter, far from his thunder. You do have a point. I have never heard that. Far from Jupiter, far from his thunder. I have never heard that before in my life. But I think that's actually the second time I've heard it, but I just like, what? It's weird.
Basically, it doesn't matter if it's Oyashiro-sama or humans. There has to be a reason. But Rika, What if that reason isn't clear? I don't know. That's right. This is still just a prologue. There's still a lot of stuff that hasn't been revealed yet.
Yeah. It's hard to come up with any more theories at this point. No! I won't be satisfied until this is all made clear.
Neon-san seems rather particular about this as well.
Well, we'll just make the best with what we know. Doesn't this feel interesting? Like the club a little bit?
Yeah. If you put it that way, it does seem interesting.
Well then, let's summarize. Let's see. I think it was a curse. Tomotaku-kun thinks it was people, right? Yeah. But I'll go with it being people. I also agree with the people explanation. That's not to say I hate such fantastic things like curses. But in this particular case, the connection to a curse is a little weak. 2 for the people explanation then? Rena-san was on the curse side of things, right?
Yep. Satoko-chan and I believe it was a curse. Right? Yeah. I think it was a curse. People who say that Rena-san and Neon-san were evil to begin with are more befitting of a curse.
Well, I don't want to believe that my own personality was that twisted. But I have to be cool when I'm in club mode. If I base my choice on just emotion, I'll regret it, you know? Well, no. It doesn't really matter which side you pick, does it? Huh? Riko-chan hasn't said anything yet. What do you think?
I don't think that Oyashiro-sama is a bad god.
Oh, that's an interesting opinion.
I don't want to worship some bad god that just curses people. I like a generous god more than one that curses. That's right, Rika-chan is a shrine maiden. Yep, good opinion.
Then what? If Rika-chan doesn't believe that it was Oyashiro-sama, then do you think the perpetrators were human after all?
We'll just go with that.
Well now, that means the votes are split right down the middle. So half of us thinking it was a curse and half of us think it was people? Rena-chan, just for reference, what did the test players who played the beta version think? Hold up, what?
Yeah. There were a lot more players who believed in the people explanation.
See, right there. Our veteran comrades are cool, collected, and very observant.
But the beta version only finished partway through the story.
Really?
That's right. Even the people who played the beta might change their minds if they got through to the very end.
What should we do then? This means that the opinions are still split. It's no fun if we don't settle this. We need there to be an odd number of judges, in other words. We need one more opinion.
Perfect timing then. Why don't we ask Kichikun himself? Let's call him. The opinion of the victim himself is very valuable. Since that's decided, it's time for the phone.
Hello?
Kichikun? It's Rena. Are you busy with work right now?
Yeah, really busy. Just when I thought I'd get a break because the chapter's over, it's already time for the next one. How's Kei-chan? Busy?
Yeah, he's moping.
I can hear you, you know! It must be nice having a wrap-up party. I wanted to go too.
You can come if you get some character art for yourself. God damn it, Rika. Rika, that's a secret. Sorry about that, Kei-chan. Anyways, during the current chapter, Kei-chan, didn't you die? We were just talking about who the culprit might be.
Basically, we're deadlocked on whether it was people or Oyashiro-sama's curse that killed you. I'm really sorry.
I'm really sorry, even though you're busy reviewing the script. Kei-chan, which do you think it was?
That's obvious, isn't it?
Which?
Isn't it both of them? Targeted by suspicious people from the village and then cursed by some strange Oyashiro-sama on top of that? It's both humans and a curse! Everybody's just picking on me!
So very, very pitiful. Next time, I'll pat you on the head for you.
In the end, the opinions still split, huh? I don't think this is over again. I might have missed something.
Well then, please look forward to the next release, Higurashi When They Cry Watanagashi.
Yeah! We finished! So, the important question to you guys, was it a curse or was it people? Honestly, I think it might have just been a curse. That's what I think. But, which one do you guys think? Curse or people? So, this is the end of Onikakushi and the after party. I will do the next chapter eventually. I need to figure out how many arcs there actually are because this is based on a definitive version of Higurashi because Higurashi has had so many arcs. There's like manga exclusive arcs and anime exclusive arcs, and there are some that are kind of intertwined and some that have come into the main games. So, like, I don't know how many extra arcs are actually going to be translated in the end, but for now, I can say for sure there's going to be 8. There are only 7 that have been translated, but 8 chapters are at least the minimum that I'm going to do. When I'm going to do the next chapter, I am not sure, but I'll get around to Watanagashi at some point. So with that, I will see you guys later. Bye-bye!